As we've been reporting, a state judge in Manhattan has ordered for New York's 11th congressional district lines to be redrawn after ruling that the district that covers Staten Island and southern Brooklyn discriminates against Black and Latino voters. New York Republicans have denounced this decision as an attempt to steal an election in the only House district that elects a Republican to Congress from New York, from New York City, I should say. Joining me now to talk more about this ruling is that very lawmaker currently representing New York's 11th congressional district, Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis. So first of all, thanks for coming on the Rush Hour. And let's just start with your reaction to that ruling when you heard it from the judge yesterday.
This is a very meritless filing from these individuals who are Washington attorneys who are trying to tilt the scale and change the lines to give Democrats an advantage to win this seat. Now, Democrats already have an advantage. This is the only competitive seat in the entire city of New York where 40% of voters are a registered Democrat, 27% are Republican and conservative, and the remainder are independent third parties. So despite this advantage that they have, the voters of this district fired the Democrat that was representing this district in 2020, and they elected me. And so it's very disheartening now that this law firm doesn't care about the will of the people, that they feel that they can come in here and just change it. And the judge is a former counsel and chief of staff to Governor Kathy Hochul. So it's no surprise what happened in yesterday's court, but we will fight this. We will appeal it. And I believe at the end of the day, we will prevail and we will be successful in protecting the voices of the people of Staten Island and southern Brooklyn.
Do you see what's happening in New York as different from attempts to redraw congressional lines elsewhere in the country? I think it's about a third of states that are trying to benefit Republican candidates, and one that we hear a lot of is Texas and North Carolina. Do you oppose what your Republican colleagues are doing in those states?
Yeah, look, I've been very consistent. I've been very critical of any gerrymandering attempts, whether it be done by Republicans or Democrats. First of all, this process for political redistricting, this is done once every decade. This has already been done. And in New York in 2022, we had an independent special master draw these lines. These maps couldn't be more fair. In 2024, the governor attempted to redraw the maps again, and in some cases she did. She signed off on these final maps for New York State, and as did the legislature. And so now for this Democrat law firm to come in and say somehow these maps are unfair and disenfranchise minorities, which, by the way, I'm the first minority to represent this district in Washington as a half Hispanic. My mother's Cuban. And for them to come in here and try to eliminate the first Hispanic elected to represent this district while claiming that the district is disenfranchising minorities is ludicrous. And their solution, their proposed remedy, is even more ludicrous. Their solution would be to put Staten Island with lower Manhattan to add white liberals. So it is just really a blatant attempt to tilt the scale, take this seat, silence the people of Staten Island and Brooklyn because they cannot win on merit, on debate, or policy.
Congresswoman, while I have you, I do want to get you on a couple of other topics. And I want to start with Greenland. President Trump says now he does have the framework of a deal with NATO over Greenland's future. I was looking back at that 33-page national security strategy that he released late last year. It doesn't even mention Greenland, much less plans to take it over. So what do you see as the specific national security interest in the U.S. occupying Greenland?
Well, first of all, I was happy to see that President Trump had walked back threats of military action. That is certainly not supported by me, and I think vast majority of Americans. I also feel that if there's going to be any deal, it needs to be done in a diplomatic way. We already have a great partnership with NATO, with Denmark. Greenland is a place where we have a Space Force base, so I feel that the president is looking to expand our presence there, number one. Number two, shipping lanes are critical. The critical minerals are very important and we need them. But this needs to be done through diplomacy and partnership with our NATO allies. Also, I think it's clear that there's a threat there from Russia and Communist China. But the thing is that what Russia and Communist China want more than anything is to divide the United States and our NATO allies. And so, unfortunately, some of the comments that were made before by the president were feeding right into that. So I'm glad he stepped it back. I look forward to a diplomatic solution where we will benefit, but also our partners in NATO will also benefit, and it will be strategic to protect all of our interests.
Now onto immigration enforcement. I was thinking about this article that the New York Times last month really deeply analyzed data on those who have been arrested by ICE and city crackdowns. There have been actions, as you know, in LA, Chicago, DC. They found that fewer than 30% of those who had been arrested had criminal records, and a very small share of those had violent criminal records. So I guess the question is, are you satisfied with how ICE has been carrying out immigration enforcement? I mean, is it worth the cost in terms of 70% of those people not having any criminal record?
Well, I mean, the numbers that the Department of Homeland Security has provided, where 70% have a criminal history and that 30% did not. Now, I've been very concerned. I've expressed my concerns about ICE going too far. But what I will say is this. Minneapolis last weekend, who did they get? They got 2 murderers. One, and they were convicted. One had final orders to be removed from 2013, 2015. They also had someone convicted of sodomy against a 12-year-old girl. They also had somebody with 24 criminal convictions. These people should have been turned over to ICE for deportation. ICE should not have had to go into these cities and conduct raids to get those individuals. It puts the officers in danger. It puts the public in danger, as we have seen. We need cooperation from our local municipalities to turn over these criminals. And in New York's the same thing. 7,000 criminals were released back onto our streets, including murderers, sex offenders, gang members, drug traffickers. These are not good people, and they need to be removed, but we need cooperation from the local municipality. If you get cooperation from these local mayors and governors, you would see things be a lot smoother. With that said, I've also been concerned about the administration's overreach here. I think that, number one, we have some real issues with immigration in terms of work authorizations, people who are here legally, people who are doing the right thing. They haven't committed crime. They're paying taxes. Their work authorizations are expiring, and then they become here illegally. So we need to help those people who are doing the right thing continue to stay on that track and get some of these work authorizations in TPS, a temporary protective status, renewed, because it is affecting a healthcare industry. Nursing homes in particular in my district have expressed concerns about losing immigrant workers who were here legally, but because their authorization expired, they're now in limbo. So I think there needs to be a real balance here, and we can achieve that if both these sides talk to each other and cooperate.
Yeah. Republican Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis, really appreciate your jumping on with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage, and click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.